This video is sponsored by PotownStore.com, the place for all your Pokemon TCG online needs. They have code cards from a huge variety of sets, so definitely check it out, PotownStore.com. Also, if you use the coupon code ZapDoseTCG, you get 5% of your next order. How cool is that? Prepare, cause sniping is back, okay? Your bench is in danger, it's a fact today. New doesn't save you, we smack it away. Feather Arrow is returning today. It'll be an exciting ride. Testing it out, we have got bright damage counters on the opponent's side, and our victory, yes, justified. Scorching bomb, yeah, all around. Jirachis will be going down. The Danny too, I have no doubt that Volcarona will work it out. Buffing the damage for ReshiZard. KO and everything you can't just guard. Getting energies with Giant Heart, there's so much more, yeah, let's just start. Yeah, episode 236, Volcarona GX review. What's up YouTube, it's ZapDoseTCG here and welcome to episode 236 on my channel, where we'll be talking all about the new Volcarona GX. But first, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future competitive Pokemon TCG videos, and also smack that little notification bell so you get updated automatically. Okay, for the people that played during the era where the Silvally GX was legal, we'll definitely see some similarities in this card. We'll review the card and then come up with some sweet deck ideas. You ready? Let's go! Volcarona GX is a Stage 1 GX Fire type with 210 HP, which is not bad to start off with, definitely because there's a ton of fire support around. We have Welder to accelerate some energies, we have Giant Heart to grab energies from the deck, and we have Fire Crystal to get energies back if they end up in the discard pile. It's weak to water, which is pretty okay because the only popular water deck right now seems to be Quagnag, and that has some consistency issues with it. We could also get smacked by a Silvally GX with a water memory, for example, but we'll have to see if Silvally GX gets popular or not. The retreat cost of 3 is terrible, definitely considering the fact that Great Catcher also comes out in Cosmic Eclipse. This will leave Volcarona GX stranded in the active position if they decide to target it down. Now let's talk about the ability, and that is where the card will shine the most. Scorching Bomb. This ability states, once during your turn, you may discard a fire energy from your hand, and if you do, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is almost exactly like Feather Arrow, and that saw play, and that was even on a stage 2, so I can 100% assure you that this card will see some play at the top table, so definitely get your hands on some Volcarona GX when the set finally gets released. Definitely with the help of Giant Heart and Fire Crystal, getting fire energies will not be a problem at all. This will last you through the game no matter what. And then we even have Victini Prism Star to get back all of the energies in your discard pile, while also getting a huge one-hit KO sometimes with Infinity. So yeah, even with the snipes, you definitely have a good time nowadays because Victini Prism Star is like a one-hit KO machine, and with the addition of snipes, you'll definitely get the one-hit KO you desire. Did I mention that this ability stacks? So if we have 4 Volcarona GX on our field, we are able to snipe 80 damage across the field every single turn, which is very scary to think about. Setup decks like Malamar will really struggle with the fact that they're gonna snipe their Inkase or Malamar, so that sniping potential is huge. Also, decks that rely on weak basics like Jirachi or maybe Ditto Prism Star will get cheeky prize cards here and there. Another thing I would like to point out is that during a game you can just take all your prize cards at once. You get reset stamp proof if you just spread out your damage, don't knock anything out, and out of nowhere late game you just get the one-hit KOs thanks to Scorching Bomb. If you haven't realized already, the format is now overrun with lots of decks relying on the Danny GX, which only has 160 HP. With a couple of snipes throughout the game, Scorching Bomb will definitely get you the 2 prize cards from a Danny GX out of nowhere, which is totally awesome. I should mention that this ability also can be shut down. Power plant is one of the main issues here. With power plant, you can no longer resort to your scorching bombs because the ability will be shut down, and it shuts down every ability from your GXs in play. So no more Dedenne or anything whatsoever. So power plant is a huge issue. So I definitely suggest that you run a high count, maybe the maximum of 4 Giant Heart. Volcarona GX evolves from the little Larvesta. These little guys unfortunately are fire type but do have 80 HP. If they were grass type, we could have used things like Netball, but yeah, we'll definitely have to rely on Pokemon communication for this kind of a deck. The good news is that we can at least search out Volcarona GX easily thanks to Cherish Ball, which makes it a little bit more consistent than you thought. Also, the new red and blue tag team supporter can help out this deck a lot. Larvesta can immediately evolve into a Volcarona GX. It has to be in turn for one turn at least to be able to use red and blue. But if you use red and blue to search out Volcarona GX to evolve your Larvesta, you can also search out 2 energies from the deck and attach them immediately. So a combination of red and blue and Welder will work best for Volcarona. Now to the attacks. Its first attack, Backfire, dishes out 160 damage, and then we have to return 2 fire energy from this Pokemon to our hand. This might seem like a bad thing at first, but if you think about it, it synergizes so well with the ability that it's actually a good thing. I know that we might run out of Welders at one point, but maybe playing a Palpat or maybe even 2 Palpat can solve that problem easily. The damage output is also something I really like, because without any sniping whatsoever, we already 2-shot all the tag teams around. And we even one-shot the Danny GX, 160 is nice. Then with the addition of some Scorching Bombs, things like Blacephalon GX and others will go down easily as well. Then its GX move. Its GX move is called Great Heat Wave GX. It states discard an energy from each of your opponent's Pokemon. So that is very disruptive and might come in handy from time to time to slow the opponent down and maybe use a reset stamp together with Power Plant in combination with that GX move. But it's not an overwhelming GX move. We'll mainly use it for the ability and to attack. So now that we review this card, let's talk about some deck ideas, shall we? On my list, I actually have 4 archetypes written down, or maybe even a 5th one if I count like the spare archetypes. Let's just get things on their way. Let's start with the first one, which seems to be the most popular one in the community, and that is to pair it with Volcarona GX with the Silvally GX from Cosmic Eclipse. We will use the new Silvally GX, which has the ability, once during your turn you may draw cards until you have 5 cards in the hand. So it's pretty much like a Bizel hand from Octillery. With the combination of discarding like energies from the hand thanks to Scorching Bomb, you'll definitely have an ideal partner right here. This main partner will draw lots of cards and will establish our board in no time. Not only that, we have an answer against Reset Stamp, and the goal for this deck is to set up as many Volcarona GX as possible. Don't forget that Ditto Prism Star is an actual star in this deck because it's perfect. It can either evolve into Silvally or to Volcarona. It's fantastic. Silvally GX can also attack and smack 120 damage if we play the supporter during our turn, which is gonna be most of the time a Welder or a red and blue, which is always the case, so that's fantastic. And then 120 damage is not bad if we compare that we also have memory tool cards for the Silvally. Water Memory in particular will help out against those pesky fire decks like with ReshiZard and all the other fire decks around like Heatran, Blacephalon, etc. So, Silvally GX has a great GX move as well. If the opponent is an Ultra Beast, bam, it's knocked out. That is its GX move, so against maybe the upcoming Naganadel and Guzzlord, you have a one-hit KO. Against Blacephalon, you have a one-hit KO. If somehow other Ultra Beasts find their way in the top tables, you get a one-hit KO. So, that is going to be the deck idea, Silvally with Volcarona. Another deck idea is to just play it an Ability-Zard. This will give ReshiZard the necessary damage boost to get the one-hit KO they were looking for with Flare Strike. Back in the days, we had Choice Band and that helped out ReshiZard a lot. Nowadays, we are 10 damage short to one-hit KO a Pikarom, and that's where Volcarona GX will be our sniping buddy on the bench to make sure that ReshiZard gets the one-hit KOs it deserves. So with the huge damage output with Flare Strike and even Double Blaze GX and all that, we'll definitely have an awesome time, and we can even still play baby Pokemon like Baby Blacephalon, Turtonator for example, and then have some bench sitters like Volcarona GX just to be our bench sitters. Maybe you can even swap the Ninetales, and since we do have great catchers in the format, we can use great catchers and Volcarona to just have, of course, great synergy. The one prizes, we can snipe that easily with Volcarona, and other than that, we have great catchers. So maybe that's a combo to think about. If Ninetales will leave the archetype of the ReshiZard, I'm not too sure about it, but Volcarona GX definitely wants to make its way with the Scorching Bombs to just have, of course, great synergy. Another way is to just put it in Blacephalon GX. In Blacephalon GX, we have, of course, the synergy. We can use the ability of the Volcarona Scorching Bomb. The discarding a fire energy, sniping 20 damage. That is nice, that means we have to put less energies in the lost zone to get KOs with Blacephalon. Not only that, if we use the Scorching Bomb to discard an energy, we can get it back immediately thanks to the charging up ability of Naganadel, so that combo looks to be pretty sweet. Alright. Next idea is to splash it into a Mew Mew Toolbox deck. We've seen that a 2-2 line can work in a deck like this, as seen with Tord Ratcliffe and his Shedinja line. So we will be using a similar combination, Pokemon Communication and getting out our Larvesta on the field eventually, and then sniping around with Volcarona. The many snipes go very well with Cross Division. That will be mainly used to win the game. So a game-winning combo right here. You can snipe around, get all the energies in the discard pile, use Turbo Strike to set up another benched Mew and Mewtwo GX, and then snipe out of nowhere with Cross Division, and boom, you have an ultimate combo with lots of snipes. Lastly is a rogue idea I've been thinking about, and that is going to be the ultimate spread deck. Besides like Cross Division, it's something here with Wheezing. We could use Volcarona GX and the Scorching Bombs in combination with Wheezing from Unbroken Bonds with the Detention ability. This deck used to be very popular. Of course, we will be playing Shrine of Punishment. I know this will hurt Volcarona GX as well, but hear me out with this. We have the Amulet coin or whatever it's called to make our Volcaronas one price attack. So even if they go down, it's irrelevant. So we're going to be using Volcarona GX to snipe around. We're going to be using Shrine of Punishment, and the Detention Gas will get tons of damage on the opponent's Pokemon, and we will also be using a Welder Engine. So in the late game we can even try out maybe Rainbow Energy, Tapu later from the Ultra Prism set, and Counter Gain. If we fall behind in prize cards, that's gonna happen either way, and then we move around all the damage counters. This is gonna be a crazy rogue idea because all that sniping and damage from Shrine of Punishment and Wheezing with Detention Gas is definitely worth exploring. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, I haven't tested it yet, but it's definitely something to think about. And that's it for another episode on my channel. But now it's time to hear what you guys think about Volcarona GX. Do you think it will have a big impact on the format? Will we see it everywhere? Is it tier 1? Will we partner it with Silvally, ReshiZard, or maybe something else? Let me know in the comment section below. And that pretty much wraps it up once again for another weekly episode. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to demolish the like button as usual. And if you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads. Anyhow, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace out.